Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video on one of the greatest rock guitarists of all time, Eddie Van Halen. Of course, he did invent the tapping technique, that was Steve Hackett, but he did bring it to life through that incredible solo, Eruption. Of course, he was part of Van Halen. So I trust you found that one encouraging. Well, we're going from there to 1991 in Denton, Texas, in one of the local colleges there. Todd and Toby Pipes thought, hey, we could do a bit of a thing here. They got John Kirtland and in the start, Clay Burgess. And these guys started out calling themselves Leper Messiah. That was based on a line from a David Bowie Ziggy Stardust song. But just before the recording of their first album, Burgess left and Kirk Tatum joined in. Now the guys are talking about It's Deep Blue Something. Now you might be thinking, well, who are they? Well, you'll know this song when we hear about it. In 1993, out came the album, 11th song was independent released, and we got a bit of a start of the song Breakfast at Tiffany's. Well, Breakfast at Tiffany's will re-emerge in the 1995 album Home. In fact, these guys actually toured with Duran Duran to promote this album. So, they're very well regarded by a band on the other side of the Atlantic. And in this album, we've got the song Breakfast at Tiffany's. Now, when you listen to the clip, you're thinking, oh yeah, that's right, I remember this one. Inspired by Audrey Hepburn's movie Roman Holiday, which is the story of a woman that, a princess that wants to become human and just escapes for a while. So we've got the kind of a trailer of that one just to set the scene. Audrey Hepburn, as we know, a classic screen goddess on screen. Breakfast at Tiffany's is one of her most well-known movies with that song Moon River in it. And when this song was written, I thought, well, actually, Breakfast at Tiffany's, it probably sounds better than Roman Holiday. And so the song would become Breakfast at Tiffany's. Critics have been a little bit, I suppose, mixed in their reviews. Big acoustic with electric, airy melodramatic vocals, singing, folk-related attack with some hard rock, a little bit like REM. Now we know how massive REM went. Now, before we get on to a bit of commentary, we've got an official clip and a live clip below. Now, the official clip's pretty good. It's basically a table setting for Tiffany's, which was one of the places to eat, and they have this in the middle of the street. And bit by bit, the scene takes shape. But the song's a little bit more about a guy singing to a girl, and the girl's kind of over it a little bit, thinking, hey, we got nothing in common. What's the point of hanging around? It's just not happening. And the guy's thinking, hang on a minute, I want to work at it, actually. I actually want to, I actually do want you in my life. And what? So he clutched at straws. Hey, you remember that movie, Breakfast at Tiffany's? And the girl said, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I kind of remember that movie, I suppose. And they both had a bit of a giggle and a smile about it. And he says, well, at least that's one thing that we got. Well, we both kind of like it, but that's one thing that we got. So we have got something in common, even if it's kind of liking a movie. And I think sometimes we need a different take on a problem. Think, well, hey, we've got this bit of a thing happening at the moment. What can we think of it in a different way? And we don't know what happens to the story, but we do know that she kind of resonated with, I do kind of know that movie, and I actually kind of like it as well. And so there's at least one thing we got. So I wonder what else we've got in common to be able to work on. I remember that song, the Pina Colada song, and there's a column in the paper, and then he responds, and they discover that it's actually each other all the time. Do you like making love at midnight in the dunes of the Cape? Do you like pina coladas? All of that. And let's face it, relationships are, they're an everyday thing, aren't they? We know at the very start, they're very exciting, honeymoon period, exciting that time is, but then it settles into something else. And hopefully it settles into something deeper and love kind of takes over. But in those everyday moments, we never forget how special and important that person is to you. There might not be as much talking, but it doesn't mean they're even any less important. And I think we've always just got to tell each other how we're going, how we're feeling, and how we're going with the relationship too. Can we shake things up? Can we do something a bit different? I noticed that on Facebook at the moment, there's this show Her Off to Dance, which seems to be coming up every time I put it on. Dancing in your living room with your partner, what a beautiful thing that one is. So just to be able to shake things up a little bit. To have breakfast at Tiffany's would have been pretty special, I'm thinking. It's one of the places to go to eat. And so, we can think about the concept of what may not be Tiffany's because we can't afford $1,000 to eat there. But what can we do to create our own Tiffany's, our own special thing to make life? Because you know what? We both like the movie. Why do we like the movie? What is it about the movie we like? Do we like the actors? Do we like the quirkiness of it? What do we like about it? And then it branches a whole new conversation about, hey, I didn't know that you like that even. So we can always, I believe, shake things up in relationships, can't we? Because yes, they are every day, but boy, aren't you glad they're in your life? And I'm sure it's vice versa too. They are glad that you're in their life as well. And so I think this song gives us pause to reflect on the fact that, hey, we have got something in common, even if it's that maybe breakfast at Tiffany's. And so what a great opportunity to just reflect on your own relationship, and the fact that it does take work, but the work is worth it because it's much better the person being there than not. So we've got official and live version of that one below, and also we've got a bit of a trailer, I suppose, of Roman Holiday, which is where the song was inspired by. Also off the album, we've got Halo, got the official clip of that one. One of the lines, I may not have been the first one, but I want to be the last. And I think this concept of forever, when you say how I want to be your forever, is a really, really great thing to hear. Unfortunate for Deep Blue Something, they could never really follow up the success of this song, which was quite big all around the world with future singles. 1998 came the album Byzantium, and then 2001 there was a bit of a break. In 2001, Deep Blue Something, self-titled album. And then there was a bit of a break as people went off to do this solo project. There was a bit of a reformation in 2014 with an EP that was released at Locust House, available for digital download. The word one hit wonder is bandied around a bit sometimes, and it has been bandied around with these guys, but you know what? If any of the Deep Blue Something guys are watching right now, Tom and Tony in particular, you had a massive hit. You had a massive hit. And you well and truly have contributed to this collaborative legacy of this thing called music. To have a hit at all is pretty huge. So it doesn't matter if it's one hit or two hits or multiple hits, there's been a hit. And I think we certainly owe something to Deep Blue Something for bringing this incredible song to the world, because it really did capture the world's imagination. And it's great to be able to talk about these guys today. So between 1993 and 2001, there were 4 albums, and there was an EP later in 2014, and there were 12 singles. So well and truly, Deep Blue Something have contributed to music. So links to those 4 clips in the description below, and I've also included my last video from Eddie Van Halen. If you want a recap on them, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Life Reflections through Music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Well, that's it for today. Next time, a guy asked for 2 requests in a comment of late. So we've got one of the first of those 2, the Moyer sisters, will be coming up next time. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.